Me saying that.
Hold on, let the intro play. Alright, well, we're live on the Touchdowns and Tangents show, episode number
50.
That's right, we made it here. I don't know if you could say we made it. We kind of just got by, but
I feel like
we're here.
We did better than get by.
We're here, and as the applause ends. So, KB, tell people where they're at, what they're listening to, where they could be listening to.
All right. So, this is Touchdowns and Tangents, a podcast started by myself, Kenneth and James Berry, and Pete D. Camarillo about 2 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah. 2016? Or was it end of 2015?
I don't know.
I feel like it was around end of 2015.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was definitely...
Because you gotta, when you think back...
It was like middle of 2016. It was somewhere in...
Because for those of you who actually might have listened to the show before...
And if you have, we love you.
This is actually about the fourth or fifth form of...
Reincarnation.
The Pete and Kenneth Partnership Podcast Series.
I'm glad he called it a partnership. It's like... Okay, so this all started when I transferred to CSUN from El Camino Junior College in 2014, August 2014.
They pretty much, just still our format at every major publisher and, just throw a moderator in there. But
Editor,
we're the originators.
Pretty much.
No, I'm just kidding. That's PTI.
Whatever. The first. You know who started the sports debate? The Black Barbershop. Everybody else bit them off.
Anyways,
how many fights have been started in a black barbershop?
Anyway, so before we get started on the tangents,
we should really actually do a good historical rehash because I feel like it was trash.
This is the Touchdowns and Tangents show. You can catch us on Speaker, iCloud, iTunes.
You said it right.
I said iCloud. Well, I guess we technically are in the iCloud.
Somewhere. We're in the ether.
Wow. Kenneth got his phone on. Typical. I'm not even surprised.
First off. It was too... Never mind.
Anyways.
What a tender moment for me right now.
Of course. When you're popping, you're popping. When you're not, you're not.
Back to back. 3 in a row?
So, Touchdowns and Tangents podcast. Before this, we were the Unnecessary Toughness podcast.
And then, wasn't it Football Friday? No, not Football Friday. No, because when you graduated, it was Fourth and Forever, and I continued it. But we started it. It started, the first podcast Pete and I ever did was around, I'd say, I went to the Sundial in October. Can we say that name now?
You say it all the time.
I guess. I'm completely over that anger, but yeah. So,
anyways, October, I have no problem with the Sundial. Love the Sundial. They're
I don't know about that one.
They're my past.
I can't say I love the Sundial, but whatever.
You're the one, sponsoring them, but it's true. They did give us our start, so props to them.
Yeah, we kind of actually made it. It's like the equipment was there, and
anyways, that doesn't matter. That doesn't matter.
Bottom line is, started the podcast. I didn't even meet Pete first. I met our homie Andrew, and then he gave me...
Shout out to him in New Mexico.
Andrew Martinez. Shout out to him. Great editor-in-chief. Me and him I ended up saying, because I won like a contest to get something free, because I'm like the god of free stuff when it comes to college, in case you didn't know. I am. You'll read about it one day. So... I won a contest, came in there, got some stuff, talked to Andrew, and I was like, yeah, I'm from East Oakland, I'm a Raiders fan. He's like, dude, I'm a Raiders fan. And then we ended up talking about Pete. I hit Pete up on Twitter. He gave me a cryptic response.
So I know Kenneth really wants to give his whole life story right now.
No, I'm not.
But
I'm gonna
we
fast
only have
forward.
45 minutes.
I'm gonna fast forward it if you stop talking.
So the point is...
Bottom line is, he vetted me for like 20 minutes. And I was like, yeah, Boise State football, blah, 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 USC. And then he's like, oh, I have a cousin who's a defensive line coach there. Can I say his name?
You're already going to do it.
Yeah, it's true. Andy Avalos, defensive coordinator for the Boise State Broncos, is the cousin of Pete Camarillo. I was like, oh, at least you got the Boise State hookup. He's like, I'm not going to live in Boise.
I actually never said that.
I know he didn't. That was total add-in. But anyway.
Fake news.
It was fake news. It was fugazi. I think we tried to do a podcast that day, didn't we? Because you had done two, and really it was just you talking about the Raiders with the homie Shaka.
So let me put this to you in this perspective. You haven't even got halfway to how we started the show.
I'm fast forwarding.
You're already 6 minutes in.
Stop cutting me.
We're already 6 minutes in.
We're going to blow through these topics. I just want to get through, this is the 50th episode.
He's over here really, crying. And
I'm not crying. You're crying. Shut up.
Bro.
But no.
Relax.
Seriously.
It's just 50.
Chill.
We got plenty more coming.
We've actually probably done over 100 podcasts.
Easy.
Since we both started college.
Easy.
But, yeah, we literally just did a podcast and we talked about Todd Gurley, I remember. And you're like, wow, this guy actually knows what he's doing. And that's how it started.
Pretty much.
We've been arguing and I've been slandering him ever since. A bunch of stories that we can't talk about ever on the air at any point in time or in the state of California.
A lot of radical
a
lot of topical
tangents.
Radical topical tangents.
Don't hurt yourself.
For the culture.
Tinder.
And we're always live. And that's both figuratively and literally.
Yeah, we literally
cut this in one take in my room because we're passionate about it and that's what we like to do. Yeah, and it's fun. And the sports culture really needs something that doesn't take itself too serious and holds other people accountable, other so-called talking heads, other so-called bloggers, journalists, commentators,
people who rotate the same talking points.
Whatever it is, we're out there, we're on it.
Our pre-show is funnier than anything you could ever imagine. I can't count how many times I've literally taken 3-hour bus rides to come from the South Bay to Pete's spot out here in Northridge just to do a podcast. Or times I've left my dorm at 2 a.m. Or times when we were in the newsroom on a Thanksgiving when everybody was gone and did a podcast. He's like, "You down? You're not down. I just got off work. I'm not doing anything in the dorms. I'm down." That's how literally it was spontaneous. And how this podcast started, I was going through a rough patch. How things kind of ended for me at the Sundial, and I was out of school for a semester, and I was really trying to just get my life on track because I really didn't know what the hell I wanted to do.
Okay, so this whole thing is about you. Pete came to me. This whole thing is all about you.
No, it's not. Pete came to me. He's like, dude, Plot twist. Now it's all about Pete. You sure I did that?
Yeah.
He came to me. He's like, we should do a podcast. And I was like, damn. Pretty much already did a crap ton working at the Sundial. I mean, we revolutionized that place, but we won't get our credit for it. But it's all good. Done being petty, I swear.
That was really petty. It wasn't even necessary at all.
It was unnecessary toughness.
Another part of this podcast.
Another plot twist. We actually hated those names. I just put it together. I was like, we can't use fourth in anything anymore because it was fourth in forever, and then I left. And we all right, we got to start up another one. And it turned in... At first, it was unnecessary toughness. It's we did a couple mixtapes that we're not proud of that are out there.
It wasn't bad, but it was live.
It wasn't bad. It was
we didn't really care. We would just say whatever.
Those were our pilots when we really found our sound and kept going. But now it's just all right, we pretty much know the drill, and we really don't know what the hell we be talking about until about usually 5 minutes before.
Well, I think the biggest thing is, like you said,
we always know.
The bus rides here, the bus rides back, the traffic, the driving, the food. There's a lot.
Chinese, my God.
There's a lot of actually production that goes into this podcast, even though we usually cut it one take, no edits.
And we take about 3 hours
in
to
a
do
bedroom. Pause. But it's a studio.
Where you work?
Our room is literally the studio, and we literally record on a dinner table. So this is our meal ticket, I guess you could say.
Bars? He can realize bars. There's depth here and substance.
And a lot of tangents. So, I guess one of the things I always wondered is what has been your favorite part of the show so far? Like, I don't know, favorite memory, a take, a game, storyline, a rant, whatever.
It's always interesting how you give me crap
Tangent.
for touchdown or tangent when I came up with the name and the baseline for the segment, but you get it more right than I do, like every time.
You mean touchdown or turnover?
Yeah, exactly. I just go on a tangent.
Yeah.
But I would say
Bars?
Yeah. We're definitely
alright, man. Now I'm done swagging everyday struggle now.
You are literally
I'm
stealing.
done.
You are swagger
over
jack.
here in my damn Joe Budden hoodie, like a
Nah, chill. He
he
has a hole in that hoodie, and his shirt is way longer than yours. But we gotta stop talking about it. But nah,
shout out to them.
Yeah, because they're way better than a lot of us. Whatever. Anyway, bottom line is, when we started this, I would say you would have way more aggressive takes than me, and then when we actually went to air, you'd be hella conservative, and I'm like, oh, you're making me the bad guy. You, sir, are a jerk. And then we're flipped, and then you just got to the point where, like, I can't out-argue this guy. So I'm just gonna moderate and take the easier route and just trick him into really going ham every week.
Wow, that's pretty much the show format.
I'm like, yeah. Just coming up with the show is funny because I remember I had pretty much like.
Well, I think
you'll say a bunch of stuff and I'm like, that's terrible, but I'm thinking then I say something way worse. Like the worst titles have come out of my mouth.
I think the biggest thing is we kind of just like with this show, different from the other ones, is we kind of just embraced really what we do well, and that's, you know, we talk about random stuff.
And then sports.
We go off on rants. We go off on tangents. We talk about random stuff. There's inside jokes. There's off-air stuff. There's, like...
introspective stuff.
Something definitely worth following every single week. But at the same time, if you jump in late or whenever you jump in, it's topical enough. It's insightful. It's thoughtful. It's random. Whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. It's like a powder keg.
Entertainment. It's an escape.
And I feel like it's the same conversations you have with your families or your friends that you wish you could record, but you never do.
And I think the other thing is this we've really tried to intertwine more popular culture than necessarily unnecessary toughness or some of the other where we really just focus on X's and O's and takes.
And we give hard opinions. Now it's like, we'll save our opinions.
And now we have all that. We still have all that, but now it's really just topical, tangents, random thoughts, random bickering, banter, whatever you want to call it. That's my saying today.
Some skullduggery. Yeah. And mostly...
But you never answered, so what's your favorite moment?
Kind of all those moments. Damn, that was deep. Pause. Now, my favorite moment, we were arguing about rappers. I think early on it was like Kanye's best albums or works, and me, you just vehemently.
Which, by the way,
disagreed.
if you scroll through our discography, you'll find a lot of our titles.
His hatred of J. Cole. There we go.
All of our titles are inspired. Well, most of our titles are inspired by music,
pop culture, a lot of hip hop,
pop culture. Sometimes even politics will sneak its way into there.
Sometimes somebody getting beat up.
Social justice, viral Instagram,
pettiness,
random stuff.
Yeah. Hood Chinese.
Shout out
Taker losing at WrestleMania.
Shout out to all the different food places we eat at before and after. Y'all probably don't even really know, but
yeah, like there's so many dope spots in the valley. There really are. Just a few and far between, but man,
it's really just about breaking bread before we go and make bread.
Exactly.
Bars?
He has bars. Pete actually has
It took me